Now here's the thing about America in 2019. The normie mind, what is the normie mind? I mean, like the normie mind is basically the American middle class, right? It's I don't want to rock the boat. I just want a safe job. I just want my family to be safe. And I just want things to go okay. And that used to be more Christian. Now it's less Christian, but that used to involve a component of going to church on Sunday,
Keep them out of hell.
which frankly, I wish that would be healthier for people to do than to go to be on the internet. But that's kind of the thing. It's just and that has by and large been what's kept the middle class safe and strong in this country. Now the middle class is currently disintegrating. And here's the deal with America. What is the middle class? Like what is the power of the middle class or the normie class? What is it uh, what does it rest on? You could say the economic success of America, but that's not actually the case, right? So, in our lifetimes, we've seen the American middle class go from like this 80s ideal of like, everyone's rich, like, and we're living in the suburbs and kid, like what you see when you
Poltergeist.
watch ET. Yeah, I was going to say ET, but yeah, Poltergeist, exactly. It's like, and that was a beautiful time in a way. But so you could say like, well, what was that predicated on? Well, like the market was up, things were really good. It's actually not the case. Certainly it hasn't been for a long time because America is so in debt now. Like literally, there was a phrase I heard recently that is um, China lends, America spends, right?
Yeah.
So America is now so in debt that were other governments, particularly China, to just call in, Chomsky says this, if other governments were to just call in the IOUs and call in the debt, we would be bankrupt overnight. There'd be nothing left. The only thing that prevents them from doing that is American military superiority,
Holy shit.
right? So the only reason they don't do that is because our military is the strongest, which is why we spend so much going into more debt to keep the military strong. So that means that what is the normie mind based on? It's based on the atomic bomb, right? It's based on nuclear supremacy.
Whoa.
That's what creates the quote unquote normie mind. Now, and this is not now that's neither here nor there, but now we're in a situation where America is losing primacy in the world. It's losing to an ascendant China. It's hard to tell what's going on in Europe. It's hard to tell what's going on with Russia or potentially an emerging Eurasian bloc. Um, this is a scary situation because now and we see this now in the political, everyone's like, oh, everything is so extreme left and extreme right, like why can't people just be centrist, why can't we all just be rational? Well, it turns out that right now the center is probably the most dangerous position to be in because it's a place where people have all these assumptions like everything will be fine if I just go along to get along.
Yeah.
The bank payments will happen, like everything will be fine as long as I don't rock the boat, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
But now we're entering into a world where that's no longer true, and you don't need to look very hard to see that. Nobody can even expect, the idea that you could get a job right out of college or that you could work at the same company your whole life. That doesn't exist anymore. The baby boomers, many of them were able to buy a house with a high school education and a trade job, and they had unions.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore by
Right.
and large. So the things that protect our country specifically and our culture widely from chaos, which broadly speaking were the strong middle class, healthy fifth estate, healthy journalism, and some type of spiritual or some type of religious framework that held people into an ethical way of seeing the world
Sure.
and group cohesion. All those things are gone. So the safeguards are all gone. That's a scary, dangerous, and precarious position. And because of that, it's no wonder that the world is now filthy with wizards. Because in a chaotic situation
Yeah,
like that,
sure.
and most of them are pseudo wizards, in a chaotic situation like that, people will look for anything